everyone. Welcome to Tea with Me Tuesday. Notice my mug. This was it's a China mug, and this was my grandmother's, and she used to use this during Christmas, and I just love it. I just love it. So, what a handful! What a challenge! What a crazy person am I to do Vlogmas, to do a vlog every single day. And sometimes I'm editing today's vlog, which is Monday's vlog. I'm always going to be one day off, simply because I videotape during the day and I edit at night. Now it is 11:15 at night. I've been at the video at editing my day. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I am exhausted. I have been editing my video since Mom went to bed, and she went to bed early. She was exhausted. I had taken her everywhere. She was totally whipped. What time did Mom go to bed? 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock. And what have I gotten myself into? This crazy girl here. Anyway, so today I just wanted to sort of chat a little bit. Sorry, I got an itchy nose. I've been yawning. Oh, I'll edit these parts out. Oh my gosh. We had such a busy day today. Took Mom to the casino this afternoon after we did our shopping. And did we come home? Oh gosh, I don't even remember the events of the day, and I'm sure the video's all mixed up. I did not videotape it, but if you have enough points, or if you've spent enough money, I guess, in a month, I don't even know how often they have giveaway things. Like last year, I got a beautiful, huge, those soft blankets, that they're made of. I think you've seen Mom's chair. She's got a big purple one on her chair that I keep there because she gets chilly sometimes, even when the heater's on. And another time I got a beautiful robe, a gray bathrobe, which is great for coming out of the shower. I have it hanging up in there. What else have I gotten? Oh, a few things, and I've given them away. Anyway, so today we decided to go. Mom won a lot of money. I'm so happy for her because she didn't want to leave. But, an hour and a half, I said, it's time to go. So what they were giving away for those people who qualified, and I did qualify, is a free frozen turkey. And it's even in a box that has, a bow painted on it, one of those boxes with handles. Awesome. So we got a free turkey. I'm giving it to my son. My daughter has a turkey with her mother-in-law on Christmas Day. They can afford it a little bit more, whereas my son can't. And it's almost been a tradition that I've bought their Christmas turkey. And Mom and I don't bother. We just, there's only the two of us, so we just don't. I kind of miss it in a way. Some years my daughter will have a barbecue for our barbecue. Oh my God. On our Christmas Eve, our family, with our Christmas Eve, some days we'll just have buffet. Last year, I believe, was it last year, or am I mixing it up with Thanksgiving? I don't remember. I think she made a turkey and we had a sit-down dinner last year. But that's a lot of work for her, and I think that we should stick to sort of the buffet snacking kind of finger foods, that kind of thing, because she works hard and she does a lot of work, and um, she deserves to, mind you, her mother-in-law, I mean, Lorraine is a saint. I mean, she's so helpful to my daughter, and she loves my daughter, and thank God they are, two peas in a pod. Um, so she gets a lot of help. So I'm glad, I'm glad of that. I'm not the only mom in her life that helps her out. So anyway, free turkey, isn't that great? So after getting it, we came home. No, we we went to we went to do a few groceries on the way home. We went to do a few groceries, and my son had texted me that his new boots are, they're worn in well, but he's now got really sore heels, and wanted to know if I could pick him up those Dr. Scholl, you know, cushion things for the heel when you have heel pain. So anyway, we picked that up, and I dropped it off at his place, and Mom gave him a little tip, and anyway, to help them out. And we came home, and I completely forgot I had the turkey in the trunk. Well, it's below zero, so it's going to be fine in the trunk of my car until I drop it off tomorrow. But I remember years ago when we had really cold, snowy winters. I didn't have room in my freezer, so we used to put our turkey on the balcony, and it would stay cold and sometimes frozen solid. But anyway, that's just some of the things that we do. I love this. Reminds me of my grandmother. Anyway, so we had a pretty busy day. I've got a big bite out of this Vlogmas. I'm going to have to keep them shorter. This one today is long today for today. I mean, you're going to see two today. Tea with Me Tuesday and my Vlogmas. And I don't want to stay on too long. I just want to kind of chat with you a bit and kind of, relax. Have my cup of tea. I really love this. I haven't used it since last year. I have it high up in the cupboard, and I just, I think of her. She was a very loving grandmother. It was my father's mother who lived with my mom and dad when, especially after her husband died, I was 7. So this is 61 years ago. And she was always hugged. She always had love. She had love. I remember when I was a little girl sleeping upstairs. My grandmother got up very early. Our house was kind of not an A-frame, but kind of shaped that way. In other words, upstairs there was 2 bedrooms. When you walked in the door, there was the bathroom and the stairs going upstairs, a little hallway, a small little closet, a kitchen on one side. On this side was the basement stairs, and beside that was a bedroom, and that's where my grandmother slept. And every morning she was up with the birds. I think she was up early because Mom used to go to work for 6, so Mom was up at 5, and I'm sure my grandmother was up at that time or very shortly after. And I remember hearing her. She would sing in the kitchen while she was doing whatever it is she was doing and cleaning. She was always singing. My grandmother had a very hard life. Her mother died when she was 11, and she was raised on a farm with her father. Why her older sisters didn't do more at home, I don't know, because I sort of know that some of their personalities, because they were around when I was growing up. But my grandmother was a hard worker, and she was a strong woman, and she was a tiny woman. I mean, um, she was maybe 5 foot, quite chubby, like I am. I've taken after her, which I had hoped would not happen, but it did. Um, her genes are my genes. Anyway, I always remember laying in bed and hearing her singing in the kitchen. And I remember also we had a budgie bird, and my grandmother called the bird Jackie because my grandfather's name was Jack. Well, it was Jacques, French, John, like my dad. And anyway, she used to call him Jack. So the bird would sing with her. I remember that. It was a small kitchen, and we had those old-fashioned fridges, and I remember the bird cage was on top of the fridge. And every once in a while, she would let him out and go around the house and stuff like that. But I always remember that. And it just seemed to me that when she was singing, it was sunny out. It was always a sunny morning. I don't remember as a little girl waking up to thunderstorms. I remember going to sleep to thunderstorms and rain. But I don't remember waking up to thunderstorms and rain. No, I mean, that's, come on, impossible, right? But it's just what I remember. I remember her singing all the time. And my grandmother was also an avid reader. She read a lot. Her favorite things were murder mysteries. She loved crime, murder. I think it was detective kind of. I think it was the detective kinds that she liked. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. But yeah, I remember those mornings. It's funny how looking at this cup, the first thing I thought about, the first thing I could hear was my grandmother in the kitchen singing. She baked a lot. She made homemade bread. She made cakes and pies and all kinds of things. And the house always smelled like a bakery. It was always, and my grandmother was clean. Oh my gosh, she was a clean person. I don't know what happened to me, but she was such a clean person. And I think, I may be wrong, but think of being a mother-in-law living in your son and his wife's home and feeling like you have to do more than your share. I don't know if that's true. I have no idea, but logical common sense, I think. How would we feel in that situation? But I think she was just like that. I think she was very loving. Always hugs, always kisses. She did have a strong voice and no nonsense. When she would call us, she would be downstairs calling, Donna, Brian, time for school, And twice was the limit of calling us. If we didn't come down after twice, we were in trouble. She was loving, but, stern. Firm. Firm, I think, is a better word. Yes. But anyway, just some of the things, when you pick up something like, I don't know if any of you have watched my Advent Sunday, making my Advent wreath and reading from my dad's missal. As soon as I picked it up, I pictured us going to Mass. We lived on a military base, and that base is now gone. I mean, all the homes, everything's demolished. The land was sold. But at the time growing up, we used to walk to church. And of course, in those days, girls wore something on their head. They wore scarves. which is why I find it so bizarre today that people shun people who wear scarves on their head, because when we were young, Catholics always wore scarves on their head. But anyway, there's a whole different. But I remember every spring for Easter, we used to get a new outfit. And I had little white gloves and little white shoes and a little dress. And I remember one time, I don't remember, one time I didn't have a scarf on my head. I had for lack of a better word, kind of like a round crocheted, table thing, whatever. That's what it, reminded me of, kind of like that. But I remember all of us walking, Dad in a suit, my grandmother, my mom, all dressed up. I remember her purse. I remember the smells. It's funny how you remember things. So when I picked up that missal, when I was reading it, that's the vision I saw. I wonder how many others get that when they hold an object that belonged to someone that they loved, or, looked at it. What are some of the images that come back to you? And they were happy images, and they were happy times, and innocent times. And I miss those times. I miss the innocence of those days. There was a lot of things in the world going on that I don't miss. But in the 50s for us growing up, they were good times for us, kids. Not for adults and not for the world, because there were so many unjust things going on. But for us, we had Mr. Rogers, we had, not Sesame Street, The Friendly Giant, we had cartoons, we had imaginations, we played outside, I don't know. Anyway, we made our own games. We'd take out blankets and clothespins and make a fort, and some rope that Dad had in the basement, and tie it around the porch posts, and put the blankets up, and that would be a fort. And we'd have enemies, and we'd be fighting or playing games or playing house or playing school, or, those were fun things. And I had hoped that I had brought some of that to my grandchildren when they were little, playing obstacle course, making a tent in the basement, things like that. But those were good memories. And as I got reflective reading my father's Sunday Missal, I thought about all those things, and that's why I took out my grandmother's mug, her cup. Because as soon as I held it, as soon as I took my first sip, all these beautiful memories that we had of camping as a family, going to the lake, my dad and my grandmother going fishing, Mom too, my brother and I playing, meeting some friends, making new friends, making our own games, doing our own thing, Yes, kitty. Yes, my kitty. Yes, you're hungry. Anyway, I've babbled on long enough, reminiscing, doing whatever. So I'm just wondering how many of you, pick up an object that belonged to someone that you love very dearly, and wonderful, wonderful memories come back. What a lovely way to fall asleep to these lovely, lovely memories. And I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you have a good week. And I hope you'll join me again next week as we have our Tea With Me Tuesday. Wish me luck on the Vlogmas. I am hoping I can do this. I'm hoping I can do this. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.